I think it's starting. I'm a little early because I'm here. All right, where's me? Right there. What's up? What's up, Gary? What's up, Rob? Friedrich? What's up, Kenneth? Scotsman. Yeah, 5 minutes early, right, Jim? It happens. What's up, Frank? What's up, Rick? 0 seconds to start. What's up, BC Rich? Strat Tom? Alex? What's up, Mark? Curtis? Yeah, I'm still on the Vola. I had it out from last time. I also got the Select Strat nearby. What else is nearby? Get Electro. Rick says I got sick and had to miss the Vola clinic. Yeah, it happens. Would have loved to have met you, but you know, it happens. What's up, Strat? Strat Tom, hi from Germany. Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. there. Appreciate you staying up. Mark says the place looks tidy. Yeah, I got rid of all the orange apps. That opened things right up. What's up, Cody? Steve, do you still have the Kramer SM1? I do. Yeah, Ron, I'm a little early tonight. Last time I was this early, insert lame joke here. What's up, Peter? Pete from Chicago. My name's Samick, made Silvertone, Jupiter Rocks, best neck I own, thinnest guitar I own. Nice. It's nice when you get together with a guitar you really gel with. Yeah, I squeezed out the orange apes, exactly, Krellbar. So Mark asks, what's in the mug tonight? It's coffee. I'm going to level with you, boys. I got some bad news. I don't like this coffee. My wife got it today. She got it from Costco. Thumbs down from me. First of all, I only like dark blends. If it's not a dark roast, I don't want it. This is a medium dark. So already it's just way too light for my liking. Not a fan, but it's the only thing I have, you know, in the pot ready to go. And I guess it's better than nothing. But I won't get that one again. It's not a good one. Don't like it. No. As my German friends would say, 9. BC Rich. That's the one brand I've never owned. So BC Rich were really expensive. Like twice the cost of like a Gibson Les Paul Custom, right? Like really expensive, and when they first came out. But eventually they just sold out to, I want to say, I forget who bought them. Could have been, what's the people that were making Hondo? And like IMC, something like that, I forget. Or maybe that's who bought Charvel. But anyway, all those brands, all those expensive brands between 1978 and 1984, 1985, eventually all just were sold off. Charvel, Kramer just went belly up. And same with BC Rich. So BC Rich, I remember being at their heyday, at their most amount of sales, when they were mainly a Korean import. And I want to say that's like 89, 90. But then 91 came along and Nirvana came along. And all of a sudden, if you owned a BC Rich, you know, you were a poodle-haired, you know, spandex-wearing 80s shred guy. And it was, like, dead. So I would say the the darker metal sort of took over the reign for BC Rich. But the two shapes I really remember are, like, you know, the Rich Bitch and the Mockingbird. Schecter Custom Shop was expensive too in the 1980s. Yeah, I had an ESP Custom Shop, like Strat style guitar from the 80s. It was like the only guitar out there with like a Floyd Rose other than Kramer. It was like a total like Japanese import. And then it had like EMGs, which was like the new technology. How many people were at the Denver clinic? I think about a dozen. And I think they had like 100 and something online for the live show too. Ibanez bust. I have a few Ibanez. I've got a few of them. I remember the year Fender decided to relish their guitar. I think he means relic their guitars. All my friends and I hated them. Yeah, you know, at first I didn't get it, but I tell you, some of those early, I want to say it was around summer of 2000, I think. I was in Madison, Wisconsin, and I tried out so this is really, right, so 2000, that's really early in the custom shop years. And I tried and that's really early in the relic years. And I tried one at a music store in Wisconsin, in Madison. It's, I think, gone now. And, yeah, it was nice. I remember saying, wow, this is a really nice guitar. Krellbar asks, did everyone play through the Katana? I think some people think Wallerman may have been using software. Wallerman was not using software. Wallerman was using the Katana on my recommendation because we were sort of talking about it earlier. He goes, we were looking at the amps. Well, what do you want to go through? I said, I'm telling you right now, just go through the Katana because it's going to have your effects in there and it's going to give you the sound you want and it's going to be just a lot easier to deal with. And, we spent a little time setting up some patches, and he kept hitting patch number 3, which was the phaser one. Like, he's got 1, which is a clean, and he's got 2, which is a distorted. These are the switches on the foot switch. So, button 1 is clean, button 2 is distorted. But button 3 was whatever was already pre-programmed. And it had like a flanger, So every once in a while you hear this like phaser or flanger kick in. And he's like, shit. going and hitting the other one. It was funny. What's up, Quentin? Do I like the neck on the new Telecaster Ultra? I haven't played one yet. Send me one, Fender. So I'm more of a Strat guy. How's the guitar sound? It's not THU. No, the Volar is nice looking. Here's a little eye candy for you. They make a hell of a good looking guitar, I tells you. And this is their most expensive one. This is the Blaze. And it's the USA Custom Shop, so it's by far their most expensive guitar. But I believe they're now making the Blaze in the Japan factory as well. And that'll shave off a couple of grand, at least $1,500, like right off the top. You know, just to go move from the USA to Japan. And they're using like the top factory in Japan, so it's really good quality stuff. He says all levels sound great. Good. Okay, so Peter says it has a good sound. The guitar sounding good. Good. It's new software, and we can actually take a look really quickly if you want to go through. Got to hit something here. And there it is. So this is, I think that's Kuassa. I think it's Kwasa, not Kavasa. This is the Caliburn. The Caliburn. And I have this open. It's not a standalone rig, as far as I know. Maybe they offer a standalone, but I don't have it. I have the VST3. And I have this opened up in Reaper, and I just have the guitar running in. You can see it right here into track 1. There's the master. And then I have, effects set up on it. I have a bunch of effects. That's the first thing is the amplifier. Now, if I had a pedal effect, I'd put it above it, right? Because it has to go in a certain order. So there's my amp with the cab. And then I had a gate, but I got rid of the gate. It's unchecked, right? And then I have a digital delay. That's this. This is the, I believe it's called the dead duck delay. That's a freebie. That's freeware that I pulled down off of free VSTs, I think. That's the internal reverb. I have it turned off. That's the internal, that was the internal delay. I have it turned off. That's the internal reverb. I have it turned off. That's a Sanford reverb, which is a free reverb that I pulled down, again, from the same place. I think it's called like VST for free or some shit like that. Anyway, this isn't free. It's like, I think the list is like $50, but I'll bet you could get it as low as like 40 or 35 on sale. But it's basically 1 amp, right? It's like Marshall. And it's got the 45, the 800, and the 900. And it's got it in all different types. So, it's pretty good. It's really 3 amps, right? It's a JCM 45, it's a JCM 800, and it's a JCM 900. And that's the 45. Yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. and then we can just go through this. Maybe we'll add the... No. Yeah, right. Just cranking these humbuckers in there. And that's the 45. More sag on it. That flubby, you know, like sag over driven power tubes instead of preamp tubes. Now we're into the 800. Pretty good. A little brighter. Again, still bright because we're still in I don't think it gets real heavy till the 900. The low gain. Probably this A chord. Yeah, it's a. Yeah, it's just that A triad. If you wake up in the starts to... I can't believe I remembered that. I think I played that in a band briefly, and then I just, you know. Yeah. Supposed to do it with a slide. And then I want to say it's like... $800 rock solo. Steve, how was your flight back from Denver? Hey, what's up, Justin? It was pretty awesome. I had no one next to me. So for the flight out and the flight back to Denver, which was awesome, no one next to me. It's like you got a first class seat. But there's nothing better than that. Taking some of the fizz away, too much top end. Yeah, I agree. Hey, what's up, Flip? That was my joke at Flipside. Said, love Vola, wrote a song about it. Sadly, it infringed on an earlier works by the band called The Kinks. That's way tight, right? That's like, Randy. Barely on for distortion, too. I want to hear more bass. Like that. All right. Here we go. That's 900. Any opinions on the Moore GE300? I haven't played it. Software sounds really good. Good. John Doe says, thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it. I don't know what he asked. I hope I just answered something. Justin says, I just bought the D&M pedal. I remember that at the Volar event. You bought the D&M pedal, yeah. Awesome sounds. Yeah, that's a good pedal. That's a good one, right? The Dan and Mick pedal. That's a really good one. Software, yeah. It's about 7:22 p.m. here. Yeah, same here. We started a little early tonight. So when we were in Denver, we just sort of like skated in right after some cold weather. And it was like really mild. Like I flew in on like a Friday night. And it was like 65 degrees the next day on Friday. Just gorgeous and sunny at 65. And then Saturday was like 72. And then Sunday was like 55, but I left at like 10 in the morning was my flight out. And the next day I had their weather still on my phone, right? On my phone app was still set to Denver. And it was 14, and I was like, ooh. Well, that took a dramatic turn for the worse. Yeah, I'm left-handed, too. I do everything left-handed except play guitar. The only thing I do right-handed is play guitar. But, like, you know, like everything. All sports, you know, eating, left-hand utensils, left-hand writing. All left-handed. I'm lefty, period. What's up, Dominic? Yes, very cold out here tonight. I had the window open earlier, but it's getting cold in here. I'm just trying to read this here. Thoughts on BC Rich, Steve? You know, I'd like to see him make a comeback. I'm not crazy about them changing the name of the Rich Bitch. I might do a video on that. You know, the Rich Bee. I mean, come on. Grow up hair. You know. BC Rich. More like PC Rich. Left or right-handed scissors? Left-handed scissors, of course. I'm liking the software, right? I mean, we don't have to stay with it all night. I just thought we could... You know, I've had this software a long time. And since I think like February or March of this year, right, of 2019. You know, I mean, I'm going on like a good, 9 months with the software. 8 to 9 months. And you know what? The problem is that by itself, it sounded okay. But it's really when you add these two other free effects. Man, warming up is so important in this season for me. Yeah, RC, I'm having a problem too in the morning. My hands are a little more swollen than they are later in the day, and so like I just have you know, trouble curling my hands around, but that goes away as the day goes on. Yeah, right, hospital. It's like what, when they changed it to the to the rich B, I could only just assume that B meant bastard instead of bitch, right? It's like, careful what you wish for. It's the rich bastard. And trust me, if it was 1978 and you had one of those guitars, you were a rich bastard. The only person I knew that really had one was Joe Perry from Aerosmith. And I want to say, not Elliot Easton, but I think Rick Ocasek from the Cars had it. The weird thing is Rick Ocasek was this bizarre mixture of like Dean and like BC Rich guitars. I mean, seriously, it was like weird. Steve, how did you enjoy altitude and lack of oxygen here in Colorado? It was an issue. We walked up Red Rocks, and let me tell you, man, I had to rest like every 5 or 10 steps. The ramp wasn't too bad, but once I got up to the ramp, I realized just how winded I was, and I was like, "Damn, this is hurting me," and it hurts. This is really hurting me, and it hurts, and I kept sitting down and then just taking a few steps at a time, but I had to go to the top. It's like, come on. It's like, you don't go there to look at the top. You go there to get up to the top, which we did. And there's plenty of places to hang around up there and catch your breath. And going down isn't nearly as bad as going up. So, Clarence says he always preferred the Mockingbird over the bitch. Yeah, I agree. The Mockingbird is their other. That's the other shape I really dig. Right? It's really like the rich bitch and the Mockingbird. The rich bitch was just like, it was a goddamn spaceship when it came out. It's like, what the hell is this with all these knobs and the extra strings? And, it was like, and I remember just Joe Perry, he had this like Ferrari red one that I was just enamored with. But I think when BC Rich got big was the time I didn't even care about BC Rich, which is really like 88, 89 through like 92, 93. Flipside says, how is Tegrity Farms? It had Tegrity. Definitely had Tegrity. The thing about Denver is it's so damn dry. My lips were chapping just from breathing because, that the dew point is so low, it just sucks all the moisture right the frick out of you. I'm sure you get used to it when you're there. And the moisturizer industry just must clean up. But yeah, it's dry. It's pretty damn dry. Now, CC from Poison, what did he play? The Warlock? Was that shape name? Again, I'm not a BC Rich aficionado. I don't really know. So that's the 900 heavy solo. I think let's go through all the patches. Then we can move over to Hit 'em with the hind. There's a local commercial that says that. They're like, come on down to Bach Toyota and hit him with the hind. Was it the low oxygen or all the weed in the air? I actually didn't really smell weed in Denver. You know, I got to say, smelled it more in Amsterdam than I did in Denver. But the low oxygen is real, man. It is real. I was getting loopy. All right. And then I'm back to my 45. The only problem with John Hine, if we could just get into it for a second, is he's a goddamn man-child. I mean, who eats like that? Who goes to a place and orders a plain burger every single goddamn time? I mean, what is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? He only gets like cheese pizza. I mean, come on, he's a goddamn man-child. He's the type of guy who goes out on a date and gets goddamn chicken fingers. I mean, you can't be serious. You know, you can act like a man. Not to get all Godfather on you. All right. So I am going to, where am I going? Should I just keep this sound or should I switch to THU or? Okay. I mean, I could keep that sound. I don't hate that sound. That's my highest rating. I don't hate it. What software are you using? I am using this software. Kwasa. And with it, that's the amp. That software is like, I think it lists at like $50. But I'm going to say you might be able to get it cheaper. Anyway, that's the delay I'm using. That's a stereo delay that I got for free from like free VSTs. And the same with the reverb. It's a free verb. Free verb. But this is the amp. That's the amp. So it's kind of a la carte tonight. Well, it's a little a la carte. Lonnie says try a TSE 808 in front of it. Yeah, I think I can get that on there. There's a few 808s You know, up there's a few 808 clones. There's some mad amps on there, too. But the amp I already had. Okay, this is what it sounded like listening to cassettes back in... Oh, God. Hello, Eric from Florida. Probably warmer down here than it is up here. We're a bit on the cold side. Originally from New Hampshire. What's the temp up there tonight? Well, it was warmer yesterday. It was like 50 yesterday, but today was the high of like 38. Tonight it's probably going to be in the teens, maybe the single digits up in New Hampshire. You know, we had a cold front blow through. All right, I think I'm going to move from here. I'm closing out. Oh, I gotta save that. And then I'm going to move back to here. And I should be able to. Hold on to your butts. Let's see. Put my guitar out of tune. Now that's THU. What can I do here? I think I've been doing boop, boop, boo, boop, boop, boo. Down in here. I'm kind of liking. A lot more bass. A lot more on the bass side. A lot more bassy. I'm curious, what is the collective of the money value of all the gear you own? I don't know, but I was keeping a spreadsheet for a while of not just the guitars I own, but the guitars I had and sold, right? And so most of the guitars I've owned in my lifetime are gone, right? The amount of guitars I have on hand versus the amount of guitars I've owned since I started playing guitar, right, it's a huge difference. But if you add up all the ones I've owned since playing guitar ever, it was around $30,000. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out. There we go. That's pretty good. Richard the One, says that's actually not that bad. Quentin says, I'm sure I've hit 50,000 in a lifetime. Yeah, it's like, just like the value of all the guitars that you've owned added up, But, clearly it's not what you have all at once. It's just everything that's sort of come through you, come through your hands. What's your take on Dave Mustaine auction haul? People are giving him a bunch of crap because that guy swooped in and bought them all. But, I mean, was it an auction? Because it's something that anyone could have just done, or were they just up on Reverb and you could just go up and buy them? Because clearly, if the guy's got the money, he wants to do it. People don't seem to like it. I don't know that it's going to turn out for him in the long run, but everybody knows that, Mustaine's most likely going to Gibson. That's the scuttlebutt out there. I don't have any direct knowledge, but I hear the rumors, and that's the rumor, is that he's going to Gibson. I was just so used to that other amp, this has almost come across a little too bassy in my ears. Let me look at this other patch here. There was some new stuff. New stuff? Yeah, new stuff. All right, let's see. There was one in here I really liked. Warm lead. Was this it? Yeah, that might have been it. Not very warm. I think that's too bright. Too bright. Let's see, what do we have here? That's nice. It's an AC30, I think. And I'm like, there's no way that's an AC30. But if you read the description, it has a TS9, and it was sampled with it was profiled with a TS9 in the chain. Now it makes sense. That's a little too creamy, There we go. See you, John. Hot and dry here in Australia, bushfires everywhere. Yeah, out in western part of the United States, we get that too. Eastern part, not so much. Pretty moist around here. Vola is your go-to guitar, your favorite brand, if you will. I'm a big fan of the Vola. I'm a big fan of, my Fender and my, Kramer. I don't know if I have a favorite. I've been playing this one a lot lately just because it's probably the nicest guitar I own. So it's nice to pull it out. feels too heavy. See, I knew this would happen. I should have just stuck with that other rig. That's not bad. Kind of quiet, though. That's not bad. That's too shrill. Let's see. That's not bad. Meh. Giving that all a meh. That's not bad. A stereo rig. Damn. Meh. They're calling that EVH, but my classic would be though I might turn this way. Maybe stick with that one. All right. So many amps, right? I can live with that. That's my old standby. That's patch number 13, dual heavy rig. Oh, man. Nice. Where did Kerry King go? Kerry King went to Dean. I couldn't name you a single Slayer song. You know, they were sort of off my radar. Same with Pantera, for that matter. Just never did it for me. I think they were bigger, again, when I was older. Selling his Dean's signature for $8,666. Well, you know, I'm sure he'll have people lining up for it. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Justin says, Steve, after the Volar event, you were playing to a backing track. What was it? It was a thing called Excellent Backing Track. I think Excellent Backing Track in E minor. The guy on YouTube had it. I don't think he's up here anymore. He used to post all these backing tracks. And then he would say, like, you know, this is way back when you could do like a video response. And so I did a video response to it. And then he like sent me an email saying, hey, great response. Anyway, you don't have the copyright information and the description correct. Like, it's very specific. I was like, oh, okay. Damn. What's up, Jack? Are you doing anything for humidity? Not right now. The basement's still pretty moist. You know, the basement does stay much more moist than the rest of the house. That's for damn sure. No, I don't really, you know, most of my guitars are solid body. It doesn't seem to be as much of an issue down here. It's the acoustics I worry about more. Beverly Hills 90210 theme song? I don't think I know that one. I never watched that show. You know, when that show came out, I was probably 27. Upside Down says, just literally walked in from work. That's awesome. Welcome home. Thanks for hanging out, Joseph. Have a great night, buddy. Tuesday's gone. I'd have to look at those chords again. I want to say it's a G to F sharp over D. Tuesday's gone. Is it in G? No, it's an A. chorus is Tuesdays now. It's such a common chord progression. It's a 1, 5, 6, 4. There's the 1 to the 5 chord to the 6 minor. Well, that's easy enough. How's that? Someone stole the plate off my car. Should I hunt them down or let it go? I'd probably let it go. Let them go. Oh, thanks, Upside Down, buddy. I just saw that. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated there. What's up, metalhead hippie? No. Rockhead. Someone coming home? Someone's coming home. Somebody is home. Somebody just came home. I think they came home. Give a nice audiobook voice. You should do Rock Music Theory book series. Welcome. Everyone will be asleep by the second chapter. Welcome to the audiobook series. Now you just sit back and relax and send me your bank account information. It's yeah. Rage Against the Machine touring again? I don't know. I haven't heard about that. see, what's the most difficult song you've ever tried to learn? A lot of the Van Halen stuff, like that. I've been trying to learn. Right, so the solo is like. That alone took like a week, you know. That's what it sounds like in the slowdown app. It's like so hard, you know. It hurts. You can see in video, Ed seems to be able to dislocate his first knuckle in weird stretches. Yeah, there's a few players out there that are sort of like that. But it's like, it's easier to do the stuff that's like ticka 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 ticka. Right? You can just bring that up to speed. The hardest stuff is that like real loose, but it's super tight. Right? That was right, but it was like half speed, you know. He's just so fast, and that him, that was just all riffing, like, ooh, that's just me playing guitar. It's like, oh God, it's like right off the head of, you know. You look like you're about to blow a fuse. Yeah, it's hard. It's like your brain is just, it's hard to get those notes out in the right time, with the right feel, with the right accent, right? It's all about those accents in the right spot. And I think Martin Miller had it right. He said, at some point the notes are going by so fast you can't even process them individually. You almost have to process them like kind of like a chunk. And just, make sure you're almost like making sure that the chunk sounds right? It has a certain signature sound. And if that chunk doesn't sound right, it's like, well, you missed a note, or you missed the timing, or you missed something. But that little chunk is supposed to be, it's about, a half dozen notes, or 10 notes. And they have to be a certain way. It's tricky. The thing about Eddie, someone was just talking about his swing ability, right? His shuffle feel is better than anyone in rock. Anybody. There's no one who's got the shuffle feel like he has. Just perfect swing shuffle, I can't even do it. The lick from Van Halen's Amsterdam? No, I don't know that one. We did that earlier. sanction. I'm back to THU. We did it earlier. It was Kwasa. What's my favorite guitar? I don't know if I have a favorite. I've been playing this one a lot lately. This guitar sounds so good, though. It likes to throw 5/16 notes. Yeah. He likes to do clusters, right? So he'll squeeze 5 or 7 notes in like a single beat cluster. So it's like clusters of 7, in a like 7, 7, 7, and 7. Right? He does that all the time. So what did you think? We were talking about it last time. Has anyone tried the Fender Ultra at all? I haven't really seen them out there. I'm sure they're in stores because Fender's usually pretty good about that, but I don't. I'm not that. Well, I haven't been to a music store, so who knows? And what else? There was something else out there. It just came out. I can't think of it. It'll come to me. EVH is overrated. Oh, and your hearing is underrated. It's kind of like Hendrix, right? I didn't get Hendrix at first, but now I realize just how stupid I was. Kiss you can debate. Van Halen, no, not really. Had many earaches as a kid. Your hearing is bad. Yeah. If you don't hear the genius of Eddie Van Halen, then God help you. Because, I mean, he probably will go down as like, could go down as the greatest guitar player of our generation. I mean, the guy is just, a phenom. Just an absolute phenom. It's like his rhythm is so damn tight. He was the only guy, like, of all the rock guys, at Berkeley, the jazz professors thought everyone was a joke except Eddie Van Halen. All the music teachers at the store that were Berkeley grads and, like, were going like Charlie Banakis with these, like, crazy jazz guys. They laughed at all the rock stuff. It's all a joke, except Eddie Van Halen. He's good, right? I mean, seriously, it's like they couldn't they couldn't ignore, like, they're like, he's the only one that has like a feel that's like way, way beyond what anyone else is doing. And damn, he, you know, just invented so many things. The tapping is an easy thing to point to, but really just the use of pinch harmonics and the whammy bar and just like harmonics. I mean, just, oh my God, so many things. Yeah, to me, really, it's like Hendrix, first it's like, B.B. King, not B.B. King, Chuck Berry, right? Just changes how we approach the guitar. And then that sort of morphs into like Jimi Hendrix, right? And that sort of morphs into like Van Halen, right? It's getting like increasingly all kind of blues based too. Yeah, and he was pretty instrumental in making sure Floyd Rose got on the market because he forced it. They were going to go with Rockinger, probably because they were going to get a better deal. And he was like, "No, you put Rockinger on there, it's going to go out of tune. You got to use this Floyd Rose clamping one." But you got to remember, the first clamping ones didn't have fine tuners. So they were a little worried about like tuning the guitar once it was clamped up. If you had to constantly unclamp the guitar, that was going to be a problem. But he solved it with the fine tuners. And once that happened, that truly was a new technology. And Van Halen was instrumental in that. He really was like the guy sort of pushing that. And he had the clout to do it. The bean counters were saying, "Let's go Rockinger." And he was like, "Nope." And stuck to his guns. Yeah, EVH, I was playing guitar before EVH got on the scene. I started playing guitar in 72, and he didn't come out until 78. But he certainly was like so influential. When he came out, everyone was like, "Jeez, man, that is unbelievable. That is some like just sick guitar playing, like really next level." Yeah, I heard Eruption at like 12 years old and was like really kind of confused by it because I could already play guitar a little bit. And I just was like, how is that even possible? Like, I know he's playing guitar, but like, how? Like, I couldn't even it was hard to me to even like conceptualize what it would look like to play that kind of, passage on the guitar. It's just, it was mind-boggling. It was mind-boggling. It's that movie. When your mind's all bottled up. Is it mind-boggling? He's like, "Yeah, when your mind's all bottled up." Hi, Steve. What software do you use to slow down songs for practice? I use a product called Any Slow Downer. Is that what it's called? Any? I think it is. Amazing. Sorry. To show you what I know. Amazing Slow Downer. It's good. It's a good one. You can pluck out like little sections and, you can keep the pitch, and it helps to be able to move from stereo to mono and back, because sometimes stereo is better than mono and vice versa. Steve, what's the retail on this Vola? This one's their most expensive model. I want to say it's like, it could be in the 4,000s, maybe a little less. But I think it's in the 4s, like low 4s. I don't know. It's up there, though. But again, it's like their most expensive one. I think Volas start around 1,300. They have a lot of guitars between like 15 and 2. Trying to be some kind of like where a Fender, Elite Strat or a Gibson Les Paul on sale, right, would be, right? A little cheaper than a Les Paul, a little bit more expensive than a Strat. So kind of right in the middle there. Yeah, Tom has it right. Amazing slow downer. What's up, Akron, Ohio? Trying to think if I have Can I bring this over here and put it up there and then go like that, and then like that, and then like that, and then like that. Okay. Slideshow? We could do a little slideshow. I mean, we could. We don't have to. Just throwing it out there. Let me know. I'll wait till the cap gets up. Sounds low. Yeah, I'm seeing some. I think I'm seeing some. Hey, what's up, wrong name? It's good to see you up at 1 a.m. Thanks for staying up. Oh my God. All right, this is my trip to Denver. It started on a flight. And you know what? I had to think about it, but me sitting on this flight right here, this is the 15th time. That's the 15th time I sat on a plane in 2019. I'm so done with flying. My next flight is in January. This is the next morning. First of all, let me just go back to this. When I landed, I will say that Greg was so awesome from Vola. Not only did he meet me at the airport, he brought me a little sandwich that was super awesome and fresh, a little cold cut sub with mustard. It was amazing. Super squishy, super fresh. A little something to drink. And he brought me a bag of chips, which is so key. And he even said, he goes, oh, I know, like, you have to take meds at night and you need chips. I'm like, bro, I'm going to fucking cry over here. It's like, thank you for, like, remembering that. So that is the next morning at breakfast. It comes with a defibrillator on the side. It's basically 2 biscuits on the bottom, covered in 2 sausage patties, covered in 2 eggs, and then just dripping in sausage gravy. It's just friggin' awesome. Potatoes were a little undercooked. I said it. Sorry, bro. Your potatoes were a little undercooked. This is what Greg got. it wasn't much healthier. Underneath the bacon is eggs and other stuff, but he basically got the thick cut bacon masterpiece. That also came with a defibrillator on the side. Hold on. I don't want to cough in your ear. Here we are out at the mountains. Rocky Mountain High in Colorado. There's your Rocky Mountains right there. They call them Rocky Mountains because they're very rocky. And here we are. You know what? We're on our way to Red Rocks. You know, I don't have a ton of photos. I don't have any photos from in the store because I went around and shot live video. I wasn't taking a lot of still shots. I should have just taken a bunch of still shots. One of these days, I'm going to get these strips down. This is our trip out there. It's very brown and dry. Very, very almost desert-like, you know. And more stuff. And we're making our ways to the hills. And you can see right there, see it says Red Rocks Grill. We're getting closer. You can see some red rocks right there. It's just a little red. All right, we're getting closer. And then I think this is the last shot before we're in the parking lot. All right, you can see where the water has just churned it away. And then they say the ones that are on their side are there because of tectonic activity, where it got pushed up through a mountain. So that's what we're going to walk up for some reason. We're in the parking lot. Now, Tone King drove all the way to the top lot, but we didn't. We were down at this bottom triangle lot. And you see this part up here, right? That's the bottom of the amphitheater. So once you get to here, you still have to walk up the amphitheater, which is all the way like friggin' up here. Anyway. Yeah, there we are. That's probably the lot. You can probably see up here. There's that. You can't really see it. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing some panoramas. You know, there's some rock churned out by water. There are some holes in that rock that they literally were running cables through. And then now I'm up in the theater. Look at here. This still had some snow left over from a couple of weeks earlier. You know, we could have went on the stage. I should have just walked down there, but I'm already making my journey up the steps, up these steps. I'm like, crap. It's like I'm here, but I still got to get all the way up there. I literally had to go just a few steps and sit down and catch my breath because the oxygen is so freaking low. It is just, it's unbelievable. And you are, you know, you're breathing so hard, you know, and you can't catch your breath because as fast as you can take it in, there's no goddamn oxygen in it. It's like you're breathing like nothing. You know, here we are. We're up there too. Now we're up in you know, it's a mile high at the ground. So we're tempting fate. And again, now we've made it up to the top and I'm looking back down. I finally made it way up to the top of the amphitheater and I'm looking back on it. Yeah. Well, I'm getting chest pains just looking at it. And there's me and Greggy with the moon behind us. So romantic. There's the city. See it? There's the city of Denver way back there. We're looking down at the old Red Rocks. They say, Krellbar says, how long does it take to get used to the air? They say it takes a few weeks. And then you finally get used to it. But, you know, I had only been there like a day. You know, this is less than 24 hours, and I decided, let me walk. It's funny because I told my doctor, I said, yeah, I'm going to Denver. I said, I'm worried about the air. He says, oh, you'll be fine as long as you don't exercise. You know, as long as you don't do any strenuous activity. I'm like, okay. Hey, dude, let's go up to the top of Red Rocks. This is off the backside of Red Rocks. That's the valley. Yeah, you know, the mountains that push up behind it. It's pretty cool. Again, this is up behind Red Rocks. Right, you can see down here, right, they have a place to sit and eat food, and here's a rock sticking up out of the Red Rocks and all that stuff. But yeah, this is where I am. Okay, so that's where those photos were taken, right? We're up at I'm up at at the peak, right? And they're over here like setting up like some crap. You could tell that they set this up for like food and drink and whatever you want. And I'm sure they must have bathrooms up there, right? They have to. Can't have that many people up there and not have bathrooms somewhere. I didn't see them, but I'm sure they're there. They would have to be. Then we went out to see, this is the guy who owned the store. This is Ike from Flipside Music, and this is his band. And we went out and checked them out one night. It sounded pretty damn good. And then after that, we went for tacos. This was in a music store that was outside of Denver. We took a little trip outside of the city to go to a little music store, and that was up on the ceiling. I just thought it was way cool. If you're lucky enough to find one, they run about $800. It's made by ESP, and pretty cool. That just goes to show you just how damn dry it was there. It was warm that day. We had gorgeous weather that day. I think we're on our way to go get some barbecue. I took that photo. That was from inside the store, one of the few photos I actually took in the store. Those are the new Volas. I don't know what they're going to call the orange. It's like a Lamborghini orange and a Lamborghini green. But I don't know what their official name is going to be. But I believe those are taken straight from the Lamborghini models. I really dig those. Greg might be coming up here because, they like to go around to different parts of the country and check out music stores and see where they can get dealers. And, if he comes up here, he might come up here after Thanksgiving. We're not sure. But if he does, maybe he'll bring a couple of these because he wants to bring them around to the stores and show. And, I can do a live show and we'll show off some of these guitars. But it should be. The crazy thing about the Red Rocks is there are people that jog that stupid thing. They get up there and then they like to run the steps up and down. It's like, you're killing me. And then we went to the Brutal Poodle. This was the artwork on the wall for the Brutal Poodle. This is just one of the many pieces. There was a lot of body art and piercings in that place, and gauges, those big ear gauges and stuff. It was, it was like your most Chipotles, in terms of the people behind the counter. Super nice, super good food. We had a good time. I had a good time. And there we are leaving. And what's crazy is that you're in these mountains. We start taking off. There is a plane out the back. I mean just so flat. It goes on for what seems like, 100 miles. It's like it's just unbelievable. That might be it. I think that's the end of it. So not a ton of photos from this trip. I apologize. It was mostly food and our hike. I'm going to apologize to Ike. It was hipster central there. It was hipster central. Lots of body art. Lots and lots of body art. A Post Malone level of body art. Hey, SFB, anybody remember Scott Grove performing there? Where, at the Brutal Poodle or at the thanks, Metalhead Hippie. Where? At Red Rocks? I didn't know that. That's cool. What's up, Step Vin Joe? Shout out for Lewis, $100,000 subscriber push. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, he's so close, man. See you, Mark. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. No, you rock. Red Rocks, really? No, that's awesome. No, you Red Rock. Hey, what's up, Ken? Good to see you, buddy. Up in Saugus. Is the Kelly's in Saugus still working, still going? They closed the one in Framingham. Hey, Steve. Tim from London, Ontario, Canada. What's up, London, Ontario, Canada? Later, Mark. See you, Mark. And Mark. Double marks. Jesus, Crowbar, how many Hudas have you visited? I think it's his life's work to visit them all, right? Why is Boston so cold? Well, it's the whole northern latitude thing. I was just in Boston last weekend. Went to Lord Hobo Brewery. Nice. You got to go where Rihanna likes. You got to go to the Pour House, Pour, on Boylston. She was in there like 3 nights in a row a couple of weeks ago because she loves the wings. We allowed to have crazy train time anymore? I don't know. Wondering about the bias apps that are 50% off right now. Any info on them? I don't, but, if 50% off is pretty good for, most software, that's sort of where you want to be. I have Bias Effects too, and I like it. I just did a video on it a couple weeks ago. What's up, Ray? Good to see you, buddy. Better late than never. Guitar sounds acceptable. Yeah, it's my highest score. It's a bit of a looker, too. It's heavy. It's so... Krellbar, did you play this when you were over here? Did you try this guitar? I forget now. What do you think of McGravy in Boston, Steve? I've had really good poutine there. That's coming from Montreal. I haven't tried it. I will try it. I like the poutine. I'm a fan. I'll definitely give it a I'll definitely give them a check out. There's so many places that are popping up in the city, that are very dedicated. Right? Just Gravy. It's the house. It's the International House of Gravy, or it's the grilled cheese boy. Right? That's the other one. And there's so many. Crowbar says I played the Vola for a short time. I like it. Okay, yeah. Nice chunky neck compared it to the Kotzen. The Kotzen's a little chunky. Yeah, I think the Kotzen, I've played the Kotzen. The Kotzen's definitely a little chunkier than this. This one feels smaller down here than it does up here. It's almost like it doesn't, I could almost see it being a little bit smaller down here, but not really. It's good. It really, and when Bobby played it, he goes, well, that feels like a Les Paul. I'm like, it kind of does, doesn't it? I suppose it does. What's a good investment guitar under 2,500? So that's hard to say because you never know what's going to hit, right? Just you play a bunch of guitars, you pick one out that you love the look of, then you see if it works with you as far as playing and sound, and just go with what you like. So I had the same thing when I was going to collect a little bit of artwork. It's like, what should I collect for artwork? I went with all the stuff I liked, like Mad Magazine. And like Simpsons, right? Because it's what interested me. I sort of went with that, But 2,500 that's a really good budget. You could get, either a really nice single guitar. You could even get a couple of, you could get like 2 or 3, budget guitars for that kind of money and really be able to mix it up. Yeah, Tom's got it right. Never buy a guitar you don't like as an investment. They rarely pay off. I did that once. I bought a Flying V. I got it for short money, like $500. I thought I was getting a crazy good deal. I sold it for like $550. And it was at an auction. And, I was like, wow, I can't believe this didn't get bid up over $650, $700, but I couldn't get it. Couldn't get it. So... Ever play a Proco Rat 2? I think we did have the Rat 2 at the music store. The Proco Rat 2, now that you mention it. Had more knobs, right, than the original Rat. I'm trying to remember now. Did it have an extra EQ knob? I forget now. Those Proco Rats, man, that was the pedal for a little while. The pedal. Hunter has a signature Harley Benton. Hope it sells fast. It does well from a good kid. Yeah, I agree. No, you rock 40 plus. 40 plus fit. BC Rich might have a good take on it. He says, listen, if you're going to buy it just as an investment, buy a guitar you don't like so you won't be tempted to play it. That actually might be some good advice right there. The Turbo Rat. Hey, what's up, Showman Blues? How are you doing, buddy? Had the Turbo Rat for years, really good pedal. Use the Rat Procon. See, the Rat, I'm telling you, man, really popular pedal. It's up there with the, with the TS9, 808. those Volers were within that 2500 range. Oh, absolutely, Justin. In fact, I think those ones I was showing, I think the orange, those might even be a little under $2,000. Absolutely, Vola has a bunch of stuff in that range, and those are really quality made guitars. The made in Japan ones are just, like I said, they use the best factory in Japan. They don't fool around. Steve, did you fix your Kramer pacer, the one that had the neck crack in it? No, it still has the neck crack, but it doesn't seem to be spreading. Seems to be okay. So far, so good. The one I really have to work on, though, and it's just really the electronics, is the original. I have an 83 Kramer, an old original 83 Kramer that's awesome. But the electronics were kind of screwy. The guy had mixed active and passive, and so I just ripped out that active EMG and I threw in another passive pickup, a Seymour Duncan. But then he had a couple of extra switches in there, and so I wanted to wire those up for something. And so I wired it up as a straight ahead, just like this is wired up, right? The exact same way. When it's in one position, it's double right series. In another position, it's double in parallel, and then the third position, it's cuts out one of the coils. It's a single coil. So, it gives you a few more options. And the hole is already drilled in the front of the guitar. What are you going to do? You got to use it for something. It's either going to be a dummy switch. I mean, I thought about making it into a kill switch, like a la, bucket head. The problem with that is I would have to drill a larger hole. It's not large enough to hold a kill switch. So I backed out of that idea once I realized I was going to have to make the hole bigger. I didn't want to do that. So I'm back to just doing that. So I put a couple of switches in. I don't like the switches. They're too sharp. When I go to switch them back and forth, it kind of hurts my hand. So I want to change them out with switches that are just rounder, right? Easier to move with my hand really quickly, and it doesn't feel like I'm going to gash my hand on the side of the switch. And that's where we're at on the Kramer. That's been like that for a while. But I got to, finding just the right switch is a little tricky. It'll get done. Not much of a fan of actives. I don't mind active, but just, all active or all passive, figure it out. But active and passive is always a recipe for disaster, right? Because when you activate the battery for the active, you're going to hear a pop. And they ground them out by accident. You hear them pop, pop, pop as you move it through. Oh, it's a nightmare. You're much better off just to go either all active or all passive, right? That's the way to go. Steve, what was your first guitar and one you will never get rid of? Well, I still have my first guitar, or really my second guitar. First guitar, the neck broke off of it. We were running around and it fell over and the neck snapped right off the guitar. The second guitar, I still have. It's on the other side of the room. It's like literally right there. And then my first electric is also right there. It's literally right there on a stand. It's an Aria ES335 copy, clone. It's fine. It's in really rough shape. In fact, I have been contemplating throwing both of the guitars out. I don't really use them. I'm not going to use them. They're both kind of beyond repair. The acoustic really is just garbage. The electric is missing a pickup. The binding and the body is like separating. And part of me is saying, what are you keeping them for? What are you doing? For nostalgia? To pick it out? I would be better off to get rid of the Aria and just find one in mint condition I can play. And, and actually do something. So lately I've been thinking about throwing them out, dumping them. But I don't know. I haven't yet. Just thinking about it. But I have to say I have been thinking more and more about it. It's like, what am I doing with them? What's up, James? I'm doing well. How are you? Steve, you should do a guitar smashing video and then light them on fire, Hendrix style, right? Yeah, I suppose I could. Where's the beers at? No beers. I'm doing coffee, though my coffee is empty, but that's all right. I'll get one when this is over. I'm not crazy about this round of coffee, though. So it's weak. Weak, I tells you. Folks are commenting on how clean it looks behind me. Yeah, I finally... It's clean. It's open. Steve, you should check out Tessie switches. They are smaller. Okay. Yeah, I'll give them a check. Tessie. Some of the Tessie switches are pretty small, actually. Yeah, I'll take a look. I was going to go over to You Do It Electronics, which is, believe it or not, we actually have an electronics store. One left. Kind of like a Radio Shack, but much bigger. And people drive from all over to go to that place because they have stuff that, they want to check it out and touch it and feel it. You got to go there. It's the type of place you can go and buy raw Cat 6 cable and all kinds of stuff. They're really good. And the second floor is mostly electronics and stuff. Oh, thanks, Tom. We usually get decent coffee, but my wife, she walked out of Costco with a bag of garbage today. Medium dark. What? How dare you? Dark roast. Really appreciate that, Tom. Steve, hope you review the new BC Riches. Maybe. I've never owned a BC Rich. I wouldn't mind checking some out. Until I come out with my video crapping all over them, getting rid of the name Rich Bitch and changing it to Rich B. They should just call it Cardi B. Oh, Ken, so he knows it. He loves You Do It Electronics, yeah. All right, yeah, we'll be wrapping it up soon. About 10 more minutes. What I got coming up soon, though, on the horizon. Friedman wah pedal. This is the No More Tears. It's gold. It's the gold 72. No More Tears. I needed a wah pedal so freaking bad. I have two wahs. They're both not very good. Another thing I got here to check out. Oh, two things. Hold on. And then Electro fuzz pedal. This is the Eisenhower fuzz. And the breakdown. It's just kind of, I think, kind of a Klon style. Not positive. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with Rich Bitch other than, and this might be true, as someone who's dealt with this, right? I can think of someone else who was forced to make a name change because external forces were pushing on him, right? Me. When I used to be called Pixie Licks, I had to change it because I was getting blocked. So you wonder if Rich Bitch, they can't get a SKU, right? Right? So it's like you want to be in a store, you got to get SKUs out there, you got to get in the stores. You know, what if Sweetwater comes to you and says, yeah, you know what, we're not doing Rich Bitch. Sorry, we'll carry your other guitars, we won't carry that one. That'll make you change your name real fast. Or, you know, a Guitar Center, or any number of retailers out there. So I should do a little dedicated video on it. I'll bet it would do well. Yeah, the broadcaster. Jazz. No, I don't think the Pussy Melter ever did go retail. I think that was direct sale only. All right, again, can't find a retailer. So that's you know, that's an issue. If you're a seller, if you're a maker of a product and you got to get in stores and the stores are like, I'm not going to carry it. Well, you know, I'm looking your way, Vagina Guitars. Yeah, Green Maney's got it right. So back in the 80s, I totally remember this ad. BC Rich ran an ad. In fact, I should bring that up if I do a dedicated video on it. BC Rich ran an ad called, you know, something like "You haven't lived until you've plucked a virgin." It was about their new Virgin model, but it showed like a skeleton, like kicking back in bed with this girl sitting there with like a spread shot, you know, with like zebra striped panties or something. I totally remember that ad. They had another, and they issued an apology over that ad. Okay, that ad not only did never went to print again. They issued an apology about it. They had another ad too, where they had I want to say it was Bernie Rico Sr. dressed up as Santa Claus, and he was putting BC Riches under the tree. But I'm pretty sure the tree was a giant weed plant. You know, again, they were always kind of controversial, which is why it's just so weird. Again, I don't think it's coming internally. It's most likely external pressure like I faced with the Pixie Licks name, right? It's not that you want to change it. You have to. Kerry, you remember that one? Yeah. Yeah, that was a bizarre ad that came out. It was like, it's right. 10 years later is when we got Jerry going, oh, no, that's a shame. But it was pretty much what it was when you saw it. It's like, no, that's a shame. Steve, any chance of doing a video of your dual heavy rig patch settings? Yeah, I suppose I could. And let's not forget the Steel Panther Pussy Metal. I wrote a case study for the magazine. Right, flew off the shelf. Now, they command like 700 or 800, because it was limited edition and they're so sought after. I think a used one is getting $700 to $800, right? Unless that was like an anomaly, which can happen. It was an auction price. So maybe it was just that particular auction. You do get outliers like that. Whenever it's a free market transaction like that, like an auction. But still, that's crazy. Yeah, I know the Merkin paddle. How about any Friedman amp model name? Yeah, but Friedman changed those names. The Brown Eye became the BE. The Pink Taco became the PT, right? And again, that was retailer pressure. And, if you're a manufacturer and you want to get your amps in stores, sometimes you got to make changes. And I think that's what happened there. Now, I heard the Pink Taco is coming back as the fully named Pink Taco. I don't know what's going on with that. There is a chain of taco restaurants named the Pink Taco. They're coming to Boston. It's a gourmet taco. They mention in the article the unfortunately named Pink Taco, and the guy is interviewed and basically said, "We regret the name. We're stuck with it. Deal with it." So again, there is, I kind of get it. With the whole rich bitch, but just give it another name. Call it the Reach Beach. Right? The Rich Beach. BACH, BEACH. I don't know. Yeah, but the Big Muff, exactly, the Big Muff. I mean, there's been so many. Anyway, 8:58. I think we're going to start. I think we've probably been going way more than at least a couple minutes over 2 hours, right? Yep, 2 hours, 2 minutes. Pretty good. Pretty good, man. What do you think of Glenn's cock blocker noise gate? Yeah, it's again, he knows what time it is. He's banking on what happened with the pussy melter, right? That's exactly what he's doing. And all the power to him. That's great. Right? The Rich Beach, exactly. Right? You gotta come up with something. Anyway, I should do a video this week on it. PC Rich is just too good to leave on the table. All right, guys, it is 8:59. My family is, I think, home and most likely locked up on the second floor because I don't want to walk over my head. So I should end at 9. So I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. No, you rock. Special super extra thanks to anyone who contributed to Super Chat tonight. It's greatly appreciated. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. No more trips this year. I'm home for the holidays. So I'll be cranking up some vids. I got a whole bunch of stuff from 42 Gear Street. I even have some TGU videos. And I might even have one video from Spirit Con. So I'll be cranking them up. We'll get them out. All right, dudes. No, you rock. I'm scrolling up. We'll get right up here. And here we go. All right, dudes. Thanks for hanging out. You rock. See you in the next one. Until then, rock on.